Greg Little getting traded today. Can you kind of just walk us through the decision making on that?
Yeah, I mean, just they had inquired. A couple teams have been inquiring about him. Greg played, a good game the other night, so I think they looked at that tape and there was a need on their end, and we thought it was the best thing for both sides. So I have nothing but good things to say about Greg. Had a chance to visit with him, when the decision was made, and wished him the best. He might just be one of those guys who needs a little change of scenery, I hope, for his sake, and we wish him nothing but the best moving forward. So.
Troy, do you get a sense if that's a season-ending thing or maybe halfway through?
Yeah, Troy's season-ending. Yeah.
Matt, back on Greg, what was it in your system or whatever that kind of kept him from really being in the mix?
I don't want to talk too much about him since he's gone, but it just never really quite worked out. And I'm one of those guys always believe in that guys are going to continue to improve and get better, and I think he was doing that. He was working, just figured like this was the best move for us to go ahead and let him go somewhere else, a place that needed him, and recoup a pick for him.
You obviously weren't around here, but when that draft class was put together, when you have a draft class like 19, where only 2 years later, about half of them have blown out, how difficult does that make roster building?
It just is what it is. I think you just look at the really positive guys who came out of that class, Brian Burns, etc. And kind of the whole situation in the last 2 years since I've gotten here, and then the past year with Scott. I just think we've understood that there's a lot of remaking of the roster, and whether it was veteran players that retired or moved on, or guys from that draft class in recent years, that just kind of is what it is. And I think we've drafted well. I think that was evident the other night. Some of the young guys we drafted even this year played really well. So, we'll just take it as it comes, and we're trying to put together the best 53 right now. And I think we owe it to our team just to always make the best decisions in the moment, and not worry about how we arrived at them, but what we think is best for the team.
Did you feel Troy kind of was turning a corner before he got hurt?
Man, Troy, I don't want I feel so awful for him. I don't want to say anything about. I feel bad even talking about it, because he was doing a good job. He was playing well. Just as a coach, it makes you sick to your stomach seeing him, and a couple other guys got banged up in the game, and we had to make some moves today. But as I told Troy, he's been fast his whole life. And so he'll come back from this injury, and he'll be fast again next year, and he'll continue to grow as a player. But nothing but positive things to say about Troy. And what he's done leading up to this point. I just, like I said, it just makes me feel bad that he's going to have to undergo this. He underwent surgery in the offseason to get himself ready. He worked so hard to get here, and for this to happen, I hate it for him.
Do you know if he's going to need surgery on this match?
Yeah, he will need surgery.
Is that an ACL?
Yes, it is.
Do you anticipate having to sign another cornerback, or what are you thinking about?
I think we're deep. We'll go through this, see who else lets people go this week, and see what's going on.
Guess you're more willing to trade Greg. What's that say about where you feel your offensive line is right now?
I still think I don't think it's much about that. I think we feel good about our starting five. Couple, 2, 3 more guys there that we feel good about. But we're a work in progress. We're like I-85 on the way down here. We're under construction. So we've got some work to do. And what we really need is we need some of our young players to come along. And I thought we saw some of that from some guys the other night, but. We lost, in the last 4 days. We have four less offensive linemen than we were. So we're gonna have to have some guys, step up.
Matt, I know we've talked about this a lot before, but when you picking backup offensive linemen, just being able to play more than one spot well, just how high is that on the list when you decide who makes this roster?
I think the more you can do, the more you can do. Versatility is great. I think since they went to 8 guys on game day, it makes one position guys a little bit more valuable than they were before. But, you better be intelligent, better be able to play both sides, and you better be durable. Unfortunately, your availability sometimes is your best ability. So the ability to stay, durable and be out there is as valuable as anything. So a lot of factors obviously go into it, but, versatility always makes it great.
How much clarity did you get on the Taylor to the left side experiment in 2 days in Indy?
Not a ton. I think, I think Cam played well. I think we feel like that's our best lineup right now with Cam at left and Taylor at right, and we're going to keep cross-training Taylor to be able to go to the left, if he's needed, and he's getting more comfortable over there. So, as we look at our best 5, at least as it stands today, if we went out there to play today, Cam would be at the left tackle and Taylor would be the right tackle.
You
since Cam has dealt with injuries in the past, do you think Taylor would place Cam if he weren't to play?
Oh, if he didn't play? Yeah, no, yeah, he would kick over and play left tackle. I'm sorry. And Brady or Trent Scott would go over and play right tackle. Probably Trent Scott would go in, and then Brady, we'll see how he continues to develop.
What did you learn about Brady?
You know, David, I thought he played well. I mean, he had some moments where he got overset, and the first time playing in the game, sometimes you start to, overset some things, and they came back inside. And he's got good athleticism. He played hard. Really, one of the top surprises was Deontay Brown. He ended up getting banged up in the game, but Deontay played really well for his first game. But Brady's got a real shot, and I think we're very positive about the direction where he is.
Matt, you talked last week a lot about the Colts and wanting to test yourself against a team like that. The Ravens are so different. I mean, different kind of quarterback, different defensive alignment. Was that part of the thinking, too, when you're scheduling this stuff, is you want to show your guys as much different stuff as possible?
Yeah, well, I think you're talking about elite defenses, different styles of defense. You're talking about completely different styles of offense. But at the core, two really good teams, two playoff teams. And I think, for us, you look at it, John Harbaugh, I mean, he always has great special teams, so it's great for our special teams to work against. Their run game and physicality is going to be great for our defense to work against. And their defense is going to be great for our offense to work against, and the many things. And I think for Sam, all the different blitz packages and things he's going to have to see are going to be difficult. I really don't care if we have a great day tomorrow or not a great day tomorrow in terms of seeing things. I just want us to see things. I want us to have a great day in terms of effort and physicality and toughness and all those things. But I want us to be challenged. Joe Brady and I were talking last night, like most times in a typical preseason, the starters would play 10 to 20 snaps in the first game. And, we got 50, some guys got 60 snaps last week. So we're getting more snaps. It's just about, what we do with those snaps that matters.
Any new revelations from your personal meeting that might indicate the way things might go when you get to the game Saturday?
Just not till Thursday, yeah, not till Thursday.
50 to 60 snaps, Matt, at those joint practices. Is that
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, I'm sorry. I think it was like 28 scripted on. So some guys didn't get as many, but you're looking at like 50 to 60 some snaps. Between Thursday and Friday. Yeah, during the team period. So, I just think that there's a lot of good opportunities there, and you see a lot of different things. Way less vanilla. Like we saw simulated pressures, we saw blitzes, we saw all kinds of different things that, you usually don't see in a preseason game. So I thought for us it was really good. It was really challenging. Today we came in. The ones went and watched Friday's practice, again, just to make sure the coaches, could coach that. And then the young guys watched the game. So it was good for us to kind of coach everybody off the tape.
Was there any setup from out there that you didn't love or you might try to tweak this week?
In terms of just the organization of practice?
Maybe some of this. Yeah,
right. Not really. This will be much more of, I think, a run physical type practice where there was a lot more third down and passing and all that. Coach Harbaugh, I said, hey, Coach, why don't you go ahead and, script these practices as well, and obviously we talked and, Coach Harbaugh's been great. We talked this morning again. But, I think for our guys, going into new environments and having, different situations and not being like one of our practices, I think all those things for our team are really good. Like, don't worry about what the period is. Just the ball's in the dirt, man, go play. And so I think all of us are just trying to build that mentality of just whatever it is, just say what's next.
So with these scrimmages, is it something like we talk to the other coach and say, hey, will you throw this blitz at us just so we can? I mean, do you guys talk like in that?
Well, Joe talks to their defense coordinator, Phil talks to their offense coordinator. I think they talk in general about, hey, how many pressures? I mean, obviously those teams don't always want to show us everything. We don't want to show them everything. But, we do kind of say, hey, how many pressures in this period? There's sort of some, agreements from that perspective. And but at the end of the day, I mean, our guy, I'm only here for the Carolina Panthers, and Coach Harbaugh's there for the Ravens. So it's just about our team taking from it what we can get from it, and at the end of the day, a chance to compete against someone else to me is really good.
Matt, do you guys have a corresponding move for I guess Caskey was just waived injured. Are you going to get back to 85?
Yeah, I don't know if we have that ready yet, but some things happened pretty fast today. So, but I think hopefully here soon we'll get back to 85. Probably best available player. I think obviously at 4:00 today. There'll be a bunch of guys, so I think we'll go through all that, and Scott and his guys will be very diligent, and we'll make a good decision.
Any plans to look at kicker it off?
As of right now, there's really no plans for that right now.